Topping today's news, the United States pushes back on the idea of more funding to fight climate change, teachers threatening to strike, and 4 teenagers arraigned in court for murder. Good evening, I'm Jerino Saunders, and this is your JCN Evening News. Thanks for joining us. It will not be business as usual. These words coming from Belinda Wilson, president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers and the newly formed Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress, as a decision was made by teachers to deny the government's proposal on a new industrial agreement. According to Ms. Wilson, from 2008, entry-level teachers' salaries were based at $25,000 annually, and with the high cost of living, Wilson suggests that this is not enough and that compensation needs to match. She called the government's proposal unacceptable.
So the government will have to give the teachers an improved salary package, because not only do we deserve it, but we've really been working, and teachers have worked hard over this during the COVID pandemic. They've gone over and beyond the call of duty. President
Wilson says with 99% of the contract negotiations completed, they have hit a roadblock pertaining to the compensation of teachers. Acknowledging the economic challenges the country is facing, Wilson says they are vigilant of the government's spending priorities.
We are cognizant of the economic outlook, but we're also observing the government's priorities, such as an increased travel budget for 2022-2023 by $4.1 million for parliamentarians. The large contingent that went to Dubai, we observed that. And of course, we observed the paving of the roads overnight for the visit of the Duke and Duchess.
With another meeting scheduled for next week, June 14th, Wilson says her teachers are prepared and ready to take action should there be no agreement between them and the government.
We've had a series of meetings with our members May the 19th and May the 24th in particular. Our members have voted unanimously to reject what the government offered, and they voted 99% at the meeting for industrial action. And in fact, what we did, since the meeting only had about 1,000 to 1,200 persons, what we did is I gave directives to shop stewards in all of the schools throughout the Bahamas, the 171 schools. So they were able to get back to us with their polls and with their votes. So I can say to you, the members of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, we're ready for industrial action.
The Bahamas Union of Teachers president makes it very clear that it is her who is stopping teachers from taking industrial action and is admonishing the government to do what is right by the teachers. Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell is also in Los Angeles for the Summit of the Americas meeting. While speaking from Los Angeles in his weekly commentary, Mr. Mitchell spoke strongly about some of the decisions made by the host country, namely the United States, and what it is the Bahamas should seek by attending those meetings.
I joined the Prime Minister for the Summit of the Americas with U.S. President Joe Biden in Los Angeles, from where I'm speaking now. It's one of the most important must-do meetings for a Bahamian Prime Minister. It is simply a damn shame, though, that the principle of everyone being at the table is not accepted by the Americans. It's really a shame. Let us hope our country, though, has the fortitude to make the points we need to make on climate change, and for countries who have caused the damage, who are the big emitters of carbon, to honor their moral obligation and public promise to pay for the damage caused to the Bahamas by climate change. That's what we need to get out of this meeting.
On Friday, the final day of the Summit of the Americas meeting, Mr. Mitchell then explained that there has been some resistance to the Bahamas' position as it relates to more funding to combat climate change.
At the conference in Los Angeles, there was a fight over a particular paragraph to be included in the outcome document. That paragraph had to do with a request from the Bahamas, the insistence really that the international lending agencies should have a specific window to provide for concessional lending to countries of relatively high income like the Bahamas and most of the CARICOM countries except Haiti, which is the only least developing country in the CARICOM region. There was resistance from the United States. There was a compromise language which was included in the text, but the Bahamas added a footnote to that compromise language insisting that in order to deal with this question of financing to counteract the effects of climate change, financing is central to the issue.
Mr. Mitchell said despite the opposition from the United States, in his final speech on Friday, Prime Minister Davis again made the case, as he did in a meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden, who met with CARICOM leaders on Thursday, that the issue is financing to fight the effects of climate change. Adding to an already tragic situation, 4 juveniles were arraigned in the magistrate court this morning, accused with the shooting death of 13-year-old Quinton McKenzie. The juveniles appeared before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt. Young McKenzie was shot multiple times about the body while on a park in the Camp Road area, not far from the Uriah McPhee Primary School, on Friday, June 3rd. The 4 boys range in ages from 14 to 17 years of age. They were not required to enter a plea and were remanded to the Simpson Penn School for Boys. They are set to return to court on September 15th. Also coming out of court today, a 60-year-old man could face jail time if he's found guilty of indecent assault. James Minnis of No. 5 Farrington Road appeared in the magistrate's court with 2 charges of indecent assault. It is alleged that on Wednesday, May 30th, 2022, Minnis, a security officer at the University of the Bahamas, while on campus and on duty, indecently assaulted 2 females, ages 22 and 23. Minnis, who was accompanied by his wife, pleaded not guilty to both counts, while denying all claims that he had any affiliation with the victims. He was granted bail in the amount of $5,000 and is set to return to court on October 19th. Meantime, 57-year-old Wendy Lewis of No. 5 Abram Street, also appearing in court today. She pleaded guilty to making a false report of sexual assault against a police officer while in police custody on Wednesday, the 25th of May. Lewis was sentenced to serve 2 months at the Department of Corrections. We'll take a break here, and we'll be right back after these commercials.